Today we've got lots to talk about. Again, we're going to talk about a Carnival Corporation officer who sold off a chunk of his stock. We've got brand new itineraries available for sale today on Princess Cruise Lines for 2024 and 2025. I'm really excited to talk to you about that. And then we've got some more information on the coffee package on Princess, as well as some other updates that I think are really important for us to talk about. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Wednesday, it's March 1st of 2023, so happy March to everyone. I want to start off talking about the story that has been published in several places about the Carnival Corporation Chief Financial Officer selling off a chunk of his shares. So David Berenstein, if I'm saying his name correctly, is the Chief Financial Officer for the whole Carnival Corporation, and he sold stock, his personal stock, totaling just over $1 million. It lists that he sold it for $10.59 a share. And, you know, I've seen several articles about this, and while it could easily be, you know, you think, oh, does that mean that he doesn't think that Carnival's going to do really well? There are several other things that have come to my mind that could be going on with this. And so I would think, don't think doom and gloom first. If you are not aware, whenever someone in a position like an officer in a corporation like that sells their stock, they are required to disclose that. It's in an attempt to protect against insider trading, so they have to disclose that publicly. But I think it's really interesting to note that as he sold this stock, it only decreased the number of shares that he held of Carnival Corporation stock by 27%. So he still owns almost, 73% of the number of shares that he had. And if you're not familiar, a lot of people who are officers in corporation, they get stock as part of their compensation. So there's a few things that come to my mind. Clearly, he could be unloading his stock. He might sell some more in the future. We don't know. Maybe he's thinking of another job. But at the same time, people can sell stock for lots of reasons. Maybe they needed, for whatever in their private lives, maybe they needed some money to pay some debts or to buy a new house, or I don't know, just anything like that. And so I personally don't think doom and gloom. This does not make me want to sell our stock. We don't hold, of course, anywhere near $1 million worth of Carnival Corporation stock. We started off with our 100 shares that we bought back in, 2016, and it was like, I want to say around $44 a share. And then since the stock has dropped so much during the pandemic and during the restart, we bought a bunch more because I do think it's a really good investment. I believe in the company and I believe in the products that they offer, and we're very partial to Princess, and that's one of the companies that Carnival Corporation holds. So I thought you would like to know about that. Tell me what you think about it. You all have such good thoughts, and many of you are really good at analyzing things, so let me know, and the rest of us, what you think about this going on. The next thing that I want to talk to you about, and I have been trying, we talked so much about the drink packages last week, but I think it's very, very important to kind of, as we try to sort through what's really going on with this, I keep checking our cruise personalizer, and still the only thing that we can get, it offers you the Plus package, the Premier package, which, by the way, anybody that buys those, it's because they don't know about the overall whole Plus package and the whole Premier package, rather than just the Plus beverage package and the Plus Premier package. So don't buy those because it just costs you more money. But then other than that, still we can only still order those 6 cans of soda for $11.80 and the water package for $7.08 if we want. That is all that is on offer. And lots of people are telling me that is all they see as well. Word has it that sometimes if you get the right person when you call Princess, you can add the soda package. No one that I know of has been able to add the coffee package. We've got a Let's Go family member who is on the Ruby Princess right now, and she says that today, March 1st, 2023, the coffee package is gone. Room service said she could exchange her minibar for a coffee card, but the customer service said, nope, we're not doing the coffee card, we're not doing the coffee package. So she said, and this is a side note on the Ruby right now, they cannot get their own food or drink in the Lido buffet because they've had an outbreak of gastrointestinal upset. I don't know if that's, norovirus or what it is, but they are having that served right now. She said there are long lines for coffee in the buffet, and so it'll be really interesting to me to see how this plays out. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm thinking that they just expect people who buy coffee, clearly they're hoping that they'll buy the plus package, and if you don't drink a lot of coffee or you don't drink anything else, then it sounds like you could just buy your package, not buy a package and just buy your coffee on a per coffee basis. They still are showing, I've noticed it's not an option in my cruise personalizer, but when you look at the beverages, the packages that are available on board the ship, it still shows that 0 alcohol package, and it does show that New Grounds coffee package. The word new with that, it does not mean that it came about in the last month. That has been there for a really long time. That has said New Grounds coffee package ever since they got rid of the coffee card, which everyone that drinks coffee and uses coffee cards, they've been gone for a long time now. And so, but with the New Grounds coffee package, depending on the length of your cruise, you would pay for a certain number of coffees. Okay, so that, to me, I think sometimes people would say coffee card when they don't really mean coffee card. It's just that package. But it sounds like that is no longer available. So I am just anxious. Everybody, just keep telling me what you experience and we'll navigate this together, okay? Now, another thing, this is for fun, okay, and then we're going to talk about a couple of other things. So one of our Let's Go family members over on our Facebook group said, am I the only person who finds the metal flap over the toilet paper roll to be a pain? So Gordon and I were talking about this because it's kind of funny, because whenever we're on the Majestic Princess, and they're on a ship this week, I can't remember what ship she's on, but they have it, so that it's kind of forward in the bathroom, like under the counter, and the metal thing is there. So we always just take the roll of toilet paper off that and just set it on the counter. But I just thought you might find it interesting to know that on Holland America and on Celebrity, they also have that metal flap. I think it's so that if water splashes, this is my idea, that if water splashes, it doesn't get on it. On Holland America, the place where they put the roll of the toilet tissue is not exactly handy, so I just put it on the counter on that ship. And then on Celebrity, it was very handy, but I don't like the metal flap because sometimes, it hurts my hand, and so I just took that off and set it on the counter as well. Am I the only one that does that? This was just for fun, but it's one of those like practical things that we should just talk about every once in a while. So tell me what you do in the comments. And then super fast, yesterday, I talked to you about the COVID protocols that someone in our Let's Go family member who's going to be sailing on that Caribbean Princess in a couple of weeks to the Panama Canal, they had let us know that for their upcoming sailing to the Panama Canal on March 12th this year, if you're over 18, you must be fully vaccinated, which includes both boosters due to the requirement for Cartagena, Colombia. Now, so this is the hard thing for me with this. When you look at the Princess website now, you cannot see the protocol for all the different sailings. What you have to do is put in your booking number, and if there's a protocol that comes up with that, then you get to see what it is. I don't have a cruise book for the Panama Canal, so I cannot see. So those of you who are going to be going on the Panama Canal, will you let us know for sure to make sure that we understand clearly that that's what it is? Because one of our Let's Go family members put in the comments, I think it was last night, he or she, I don't know, they were wondering, they wanted to clarify that you've got to have your boosters and just everything that goes with it, because somebody else had commented, they looked up, and for Colombia, you don't have to have a vaccine or a booster. So if anybody can comment and let us know just that we're on the right track with that, would you let us know? Thank you so very much. I know that it really helps people that maybe didn't get an email on something that they should have gotten from Princess. Maybe it went to their spam. Maybe it never came. So thank you very much. And if you have any itinerary updates or any COVID protocol updates for any other cruises, let us know that as well. Now, I thought it would be really fun to go through what these new itineraries are that Princess has just released. They were available for elite passengers yesterday on February 28th and for everyone today on March 1st. So that's why I thought today would be a good day to talk about it. But they released their 2024 summer sailings, and like I said, it's for their Canada, New England sailings, their summer sailings in the Caribbean, and then for Japan for 2024. And then at the end, we've got their 2025 World Cruise. So first of all, the Canada and New England for 2024, it's really exciting. They've got 23 different departures. They go to 21 different destinations through the course of the different itineraries they offer. They've got voyages that go from 7 to 17 days long, so you should hopefully be able to find something that will take you where you want to go for how long you want to go. And they are going to have 2 ships up in that Canada, New England area in 2024. It's the Emerald Princess and the Enchanted Princess, okay? And so when you think of going to Canada and New England, there's lots of reasons to go there. Of course, you have the lovely thing of experiencing getting to be on a cruise ship, you're out on the ocean, but also a thing that doesn't, it's so, isn't it wonderful that all of the different places that you cruise to, there is always something different and new there. And so a few of the things that come to mind when you think of going to New England, at least what comes to my mind, is if you go in the fall and you hit it right, you get to see the beautiful fall colors. There is so much history there. And by the way, with this, a few weeks ago, I think it was, we were talking about that they're adding the port stop in Norfolk, New Virginia, and so that is included in these itineraries. We'll finally know about that. But then also, you've just got these cute little, I always think of New England, we go, those of you who are new, we go to Boston often because our oldest son lives there and with his family, and you just think of all these quaint little villages there along the coast. It is so beautiful. And then the yummy seafood. I really enjoy the yummy seafood. And so I thought I would just tell you a little bit about some of the different itineraries that they've got really quick. I thought it would be fun to, maybe give you a jumping off point to think about where maybe you would like to go, or if you're like me and I'm not going to get to go everywhere, it's just fun to dream and to think about places. And then if I ever do get the chance, then I'll have in mind where I want to go and what I want to see. So we're starting with those 7-day cruises. They've got a Canada, New England round trip out of Boston on the Emerald Princess. I think that's really wonderful. They've also got the Enchanted Princess will be doing the same itinerary round trip out of New York if you would rather go to New York first. Boston has like so much history. I've been going there very, very often since 2005. Time goes by fast, doesn't it? And so I try to see something new every time. Since we've had new little granddaughters, I haven't always gotten to go sightseeing since they're little, but that's really okay. But for many, many years, I would go there. The oldest one is 4, so like for 14 years I went, and sometimes I would go see my favorite things again, but there are so many things. I try to see something new every time. And so that round trip goes to Portland, Maine, Halifax, Nova Scotia, and then up to Sydney, and then up to Charlottetown, and then back down again. And then, like I said, they've also got a very similar itinerary round trip out of New York on the Enchanted. They've also got this 10-day classic Canada and New England that goes between Boston and Quebec. This is on the Emerald Princess, and this is like the one my sister did this fall, just in 2022 in September, October, I don't remember. But anyway, she absolutely loved it. She and her husband went. They thoroughly enjoyed it. They were on the Caribbean Princess. And so that one leaves out of Boston, goes to Portland, Maine, goes to St. John, where they have that amazing whole tide situation where the tide is so high. And then it goes back out. Then it goes to Halifax, Sydney there, Charlottetown, to Saguenay, probably saying that wrong, and then ends in Quebec. And the really nice thing about that is you can do so much sightseeing in Boston and go a couple days early, see a lot, get on the ship, and in Quebec and see so much, and do that as well. So then next we've got a 14-day Canada and New England between Fort Lauderdale and Quebec. For those of you that live in Fort Lauderdale, you can take it clear up and then just fly back down, or if you fly into Fort Lauderdale to take this cruise, then you can easily fly home from there. It's spectacular. Like I said, it's 14 days, and that is the one that includes their first call in Yorktown. So you leave Fort Lauderdale, you go to Charleston, South Carolina, then you go to Yorktown, New York, Boston, Portland, Halifax, Sydney, and end up in Quebec. That's what I would do if I had 2 weeks. That sounds just perfect to me. And the really cool thing is, like, remember, with that Yorktown, you can go to Colonial Williamsburg, which Gordon and I did that a few years ago when he had to go back there for a work trip. And Jamestown, if you haven't been to Jamestown, Jamestown is so cool to visit. They do have a whole thing there, and there's lots of Revolutionary War sites around there too that we visited as well. And then finally, they have got a 7-day Greenland and Canada that is round trip out of Boston on the Emerald Princess. So they stop in New York on that also, Newport, Rhode Island, if you like to go see the mansions of the Gilded Age, Bar Harbor, St. John, and Halifax. So there's so much to choose from in New England. I think that Princess does a really good job with our itineraries there in New England. I'm going to just add, so does Celebrity. I think Celebrity is really good to New England as well, just as good, okay? If I don't want to know. I'm not going to say one's better. They're different. But I've been eyeing Celebrity also to New England. Now, and then a quick reminder. So if you think, you know what, maybe I could pick up a cruise to New England this year, there is still a lot of availability with the Caribbean Princess going this year to New England. And so if you are looking for something, pick it up. I know that they've got one that we've been looking at that's a 10 and 11 day Classic Canada in New England, and it's between New York. It leaves from New York and goes up to Quebec, and I really like that one. So that one I'll just tell you super fast. That leaves New York and it goes to Newport, Rhode Island, Boston, Portland, Maine, Bar Harbor, or Bar Harbor, however they say that, St. John, Halifax, Sydney, Charlottetown, and then to Quebec. So there's so many options. And then also, don't forget, like Princess does their cruise tours. Like I always think of, you know, usually when you say cruise tour, you think of Alaska first, at least I do. But Princess does cruise tours, and so does Celebrity has a lot of them too that I'm familiar with, that they do them all over the world. And so there, when you are in the New England area, you can extend, like they've got a Historic America 14-night cruise tour. They've got a Maple Explorer. You can choose 15 to 17 nights that will take you over more of Canada on that one. The Historic America will take you like over to see Gettysburg and all these other places. So if you've got time and can do that, that's a really nice option as well. So let's talk about Japan briefly here. So they are having the one ship, the Diamond Princess, is going to be the ship over there. They've got 36 different sailings they're doing, and they go to 35, you guys, 35 places in Japan. And you can go clear from a 9-day voyage to a 23-day voyage. So literally whatever it is that you want, you can pick up. They've got ones that, like, they've got a 10-day Circle Japan with Nebuda, if I say that right, and their summer festivals. They've got one that's the Highlights of Japan cruise tour. So you go 13 to 15 nights, and that includes like 5 nights on land. So you get to take like the bullet train. So that's like amazing. If you're going to go that far, just enjoy. But wanted to let you know, sounds like Japan is wide open. I shared the protocols that we know of for 2023 in my video yesterday, so if you missed it, be sure to catch that. And then I know that the summer Caribbean, you know, a lot of people really like to go to the Caribbean in the wintertime to warm up, but the summer Caribbean is even more popular with families because children are out of school, and it is generally more affordable than Alaska is. It's generally more affordable than a lot of like all-inclusives. It's a really great option for families to be able to go on a summer Caribbean cruise. And so I thought I would let you know that there are 46 different departures. And one thing that I really like about Princess a lot is they've got that Princess Key. I haven't been there. I have watched a million videos about it. I've talked to people that have been, and I've really, really enjoyed it. But from what I have seen, and we had an itinerary last year when we were on the Caribbean Princess last January, so January of 2020. We were supposed to go to Princess Key, and then it got switched out for Nassau, Bahamas. I don't know why. They just changed the itinerary. But we had chosen that itinerary because I wanted to go to Princess's Private Island, so it's too bad it didn't work. But we'll try to get back there soon. But they have got it set up really nice. They've got an area more for children. They've got an area more for adults. They've got, they've just got it set up really nicely. And one thing I really like about Princess is the drink packages that you buy on board the ship, they work on the private island. So if you want something to drink, it's no big deal. Your package is working. So that's a really nice plus. I noticed that when we were just on Norwegian on the breakaway, and we were scheduled to be at their private island, and then it was too windy, so we didn't get to go. But in preparation for that, we had done the research on it, and then they also supplied some information when we were on board. And they talked about how, you know, you got to make sure you take your card with you to pay for the food. There's a lot of food there that is not included. I don't even know if there's any included food, the way they talked about making sure that you took your credit card to pay for it. And then also the drink package. If you wanted to buy drinks, you had to pay for them. And I don't think I misunderstood that. I read through it a few times saying to Gordon, are you sure? So yeah, so those of you that have had that experience, let us know. And I don't know if that is new with Norwegian, that's not all included. When we went to Coco Cay with Royal Caribbean in November, everything was included there. And they had really good food on the island. Really nice, a surprisingly nice variety, and it was really good. And when I got a drink, I don't think we had to pay extra for it. So that was really nice. I could be wrong about that, but I think anybody who's been there lately, say what you can remember about that. So anyway, they have also got like a wide range of different cruises you can do. They've got a 10-day Eastern Caribbean with Tortola. They've got a 7-day Western Caribbean that we see often with Mexico. That's round trip out of Fort Lauderdale. Most of these, if not all, are round trip out of Fort Lauderdale. And then they've also got a 14-day Caribbean Eastern and West adventure. So that's really fun if you want to either go by yourself or your family, however you want to do it. And I think this is an important thing to think about, and I think about it with the Caribbean, and I think about it a lot with Alaska, is taking a family and like extended family. I think a cruise is the perfect thing for that, because you have something for everybody to enjoy no matter how old they are, and you can still get together for dinner or have lunch together in the buffet, or dinner in the buffet, or in the main dining room. So you can set times to see each other, but then the rest of the time everybody's got somewhere to go, something to do that they all enjoy. And I think that's really important, especially as you get different generations, especially as you get people even in the same generation with different interests. And then when you're bringing children, I think to have a really lovely program of all these options is just perfect, and then family can enjoy time together as well. And I'll tell you a little tip. When our grandchildren get big enough to go, we're going to go on the Caribbean Princess, because I love that little play pool area that they've got. It's kind of like you go back like to Skywalker's, and it's just down from there. Is it Skywalker's? Am I remembering that right? But anyway, they have just got the funnest they've got a little round kids pool there, and just fun play stuff for children. And so that's on my list of things to do when they get big enough that their parents think that would be a good idea. So really think about that when you think of what would be a good activity for your family, like to try to get everybody together. And I would submit that if you look, you know, a lot of times people think of Disney as a really good option for families as well. But if you compare like going on a princess cruise for a week in the Caribbean, and all the beach things and all the fun things that you'll be able to do on the ship and off the ship, and compare that with going like to Disney for a week and paying for your park tickets and paying for a hotel there close by, a Disney property, or even some of the ones that are nice that are close by, very expensive. I think you would find this more affordable because all the food is included, just everything. So just some things to think about. And then finally, they have announced their 2025 World Cruise, and that is going to go on sale on March 7th. And so she's going to visit 27 countries. And in the course of those 27 countries, you're going to go to 51 different destinations. It's 116 days long, and you're going to go to 27 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So I know that the world cruises are very popular, and so that, like I said, be ready for them to go on sale. March 8th is when they go on sale to everyone. And so if you want a particular cabin, or you know for sure that you want to go, be ready to do it. And if you have any questions, you're welcome to call, and I'm happy to help you. But I just love looking at all these itineraries. I thought that you would enjoy it as well. If you've got any questions about them, you can let me know. But start dreaming and thinking about where you want to go next. I think it's going to be really interesting to see the prices. I should have logged in and looked, and I have not done that yet, but it'll be kind of interesting to see how the pricing shapes up compared to this year. I would anticipate they'll be a little higher, but also remember, if you know you want to go somewhere, book it as early as you can, because often it gets more expensive the closer it gets to the date to go. Sometimes if you've got a cruise that is not close to being filled, then the price will drop, and if you're not made final payment, then we can often they'll refare it for you. But usually when you book further out, it's a much better deal. So if you know you want to go somewhere, go ahead and get it booked. And also, the thing that I always think of with that is, sorry this is long, but I just want to tell you this. I have noticed in my life that if I have something scheduled, I'm very likely to do it. And if I don't have it scheduled, it just keeps getting moved further and further down the road. And so I'm trying to do a better job of scheduling things in my life, not just cruises, but a lot of other things. And so whatever you're wanting to do, get it scheduled so that you can do it. So thank you all. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. We would love to have you in our Let's Go family. We really need you. It helps our channel. It just lets YouTube know that someone's enjoying what we're putting out there. If you appreciate these daily updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up, as that helps as well. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.